The Hermes scandal just got messier. What started as whispers about shady factories has now exploded into a full-blown celebrity reckoning.
I'm not making excuses anymore on this channel. I have done so. I've made excuses for them, but I'm not making excuses anymore. It's quite evident I'm being treated like crap. But you know, I'm a fighter anyway. So I hope tomorrow that I wake up feeling better.
It requires a lot of skill to turn it and get it on the right way.
Il y a des bouchées, des bacs plus 4, 5, 6, on en a. Hein.
It's an absolute joke. I don't get this treatment anywhere else. So hurtful. So wrong.
It's no longer just about inflated price tags or secret warehouses in China. According to new allegations, Kim Kardashian wasn't the only one allegedly paid to help cover up Hermes's behind-the-scenes fraud. A former insider, someone who claims to have worked closely with Hermes supply chain executives, says the brand didn't just build an empire on illusion, they paid people to protect it.
The kind of terms that I would like it to ever be done. In everything I ever do, I feel like I'm honest. I feel like I couldn't lie for the life of me.
These are pieces of artwork. These artisans train years and years to make one of these bags.
Fabrice is doing the last stitching on a Kelly bag. A Kelly takes around 13 hours to be made, depending on the materials that we make it. Our artisans, they need to do 4 years of training to be able to manufacture a Kelly bag.
Well, Hermes says, made in China, does it feel cheaper? No, that's not a quality issue. It's luxury brand washing.
Hermes, you guys, it's time to show off your factories. No, I don't want to wait to go on YouTube and watch a beautiful documentary on. Show them off right here on TikTok. Let the world see. Okay, get like China. You got to be ghetto about it. Just let people know.
Whether people believe me or not, that's their choice. Whatever. Some people hate this video and some people think that I'm being salty, then whatever.
And some of the biggest names in Hollywood were allegedly in on it. Now, the fashion world is reeling. Luxury has always relied on secrecy. But if these new accusations are true, the veil is finally slipping. The whistleblower, reportedly a former Hermes supply chain strategist with direct knowledge of third-party vendor contracts, has come forward with receipts that are shaking the fashion world to its core. Their claim?
I have a lot of respect for the origins of Hermes. I have a lot of respect for where Hermes originated from, the equestrian.
Got a lot of requests, do Hermes next. And that's why we're here in the Highland Park Mall.
Italy, made in China, or maybe made in Chile. Oh yeah, that should be a thing, by the way. I have spent over $100,000 of my own money dissecting luxury bags, cutting them open, analyzing every stitch, every layer. Why? Because I had to know what made those bags so expensive.
Because I feel like there is absolutely no measure of quality in any luxury house as to what Hermes produces in their items. I needed to sit down and film this video because I feel like my voice hasn't been heard and there's just been absolutely no consideration for how I might be feeling.
Hermes has been outsourcing production of its most iconic products, including the world-famous Birkin bag, to factories in China and Southeast Asia for years. Despite advertising the bags as being handcrafted in France, the whistleblower says most of the work is done overseas, then the items are shipped back to France for minor touch-ups, just enough to justify the luxury label. They described a carefully managed supply system that relies on subcontractors and confidentiality clauses.
And why I also think it's pretty unfair on their part to have no consideration for how I might be feeling. Let's just start off with a quick recap. There's no point me just saying Hermes in general because I feel like not every story is going to be the same.
De l'entrée, on me donne des morceaux de cuir jusqu'au moment où je vais avoir livré ma pièce. Je veux pas qu'on reproduise un geste de façon indéfinie en se disant bon bah je fais toujours ce même geste et enfin, je pense qu'on est vraiment là pour apprendre un métier et pas des tâches.
And then I got up the courage. I felt intimidated that I just felt scared of going, and then one day
to keep the truth buried. Workers allegedly receive cents on the dollar while customers are charged tens of thousands for a product that isn't what it claims to be. But that's not even the most explosive part. The real fire started when the whistleblower revealed how Hermes allegedly kept the illusion alive, not with PR, but with celebrity distraction. Kim Kardashian has always been associated with luxury, from flaunting custom crocodile Birkins on Instagram to her jaw-dropping handbag closet tours. She's been one of the most public faces of the Hermes aesthetic. But now that visibility has taken on a whole new meaning.
Well, not really one day. I gave birth to my daughter at the end of 2016, and then a few months into 2017, I was like, you know what? Surely I can get enough courage up to go into the local Hermes store. Actually, it brings... How stupid is this? I feel like I want to cry.
This is why this bag from our factory only costs you 1,000 USD.
Have y'all seen that TikTok by the Chinese guy exposing how luxury goods are actually made? The only real difference? China ships the products to Europe, slaps on a made in France or made in Italy label, and boom, luxury? It's ridiculous.
I was I was appreciated by the house, that I was appreciated by that store. That's how she made me feel. She passed me on to someone else who was really great as well. She was a lovely lady, but...
According to the whistleblower, Kim wasn't just a fan. She was part of the plan. They claim that during periods of internal panic, like when labor violations or leaked production footage threatened to go viral, Kim's team would suddenly post Hermes content, a Birkin reveal, a red carpet moment, a video tour of her purse wall. Each post was allegedly timed to distract from the scandal and redirect public attention toward glamour and exclusivity. Even more damning, the whistleblower suggests these appearances were coordinated.
It all started with her making me feel comfortable to go into the store. Let me just say I've had another child since that, and I didn't have postnatal depression again. I've overcome that, and I feel very proud.
With Hermes marketing teams and tied to compensation contracts labeled as collaboration fees. In other words, not just paid posts, but strategic image laundering. And while Kim's camp has yet to publicly comment on the accusations, the internet has already drawn its own conclusions, because if Kim was allegedly helping Hermes manage its narrative, that's not influence, that's complicity. The whistleblower didn't just stop at Kim Kardashian. They came with a list. According to their claims, other major A-listers were also roped into Hermes's alleged strategy, including none other than Beyonce and Rihanna. Yes, two of the most powerful, untouchable forces in fashion and music may have played a role in keeping Hermes's reputation squeaky clean while the brand quietly outsourced production behind the scenes. The allegations state that both Beyonce and Rihanna's public appearances with Hermes products, including high-profile paparazzi shots, magazine covers, and red carpet moments, were not just personal style choices. They were calculated optics, allegedly timed around brand crises. One claim points to Beyonce's rare Birkin cameo during a London trip. Coincidentally, the same week, French labor activists began protesting luxury outsourcing. Another points to Rihanna's viral moment outside an LA restaurant holding a neon pink Birkin just days after whistleblower footage began quietly circulating on niche TikTok accounts. The whistleblower says these weren't coincidences, they were counter-programming. And while neither artist has responded publicly, the accusations have sparked a frenzy across fashion Twitter, Reddit forums, and influencer watchdog pages. Because if even these icons were looped in, it means the cover-up wasn't small. There was a system built on star power, stage exclusivity, and silence. Social media wasn't just a part of the scheme, it was allegedly the core weapon. The whistleblower claims that Hermes didn't rely on billboards or traditional ads to control public perception. Instead, they built an invisible PR machine powered by influencers and celebrities. Specifically timed Instagram posts, TikTok placements, and luxury lifestyle content designed to overwhelm the feed every time a scandal popped up. It wasn't accidental. According to leaked internal documents allegedly provided by the whistleblower, Hermes had a strategy playbook. One section reportedly laid out escalation levels and paired them with social media interventions. A production scandal in China? Call the influencer team. A TikTok leak about underpaid labor? Activate the A-list closet reveals. The more damaging the allegation, the glossier the post. Some influencers are now speaking out, admitting they were asked to highlight Hermes partnerships during specific weeks without being told why. Others have gone silent, turning off comments and archiving past content. Even more alarming, there's talk of NDAs tied directly to sensitive brand cycles, suggesting Hermes didn't just plan social media around crisis, they legally bound creators to protect it. And now that the curtain is being pulled back, the internet is watching, and it's not just asking who got paid, who's asking who stayed quiet and why. Hermes is no longer just battling rumors, it's now fighting real lawsuits. A class action lawsuit filed in California is gaining steam, and it doesn't just accuse Hermes of bad branding. It claims the company has been violating US antitrust laws for years by engaging in tying practices, meaning they allegedly force customers to buy other items in order to qualify for a chance at purchasing a Birkin bag. Yes, you heard that right. The lawsuit argues that if you wanted a Birkin, you couldn't just walk into a store and buy one. You had to build a purchasing history, buy shoes, scarves, perfumes, jewelry, sometimes totaling tens of thousands of dollars before even being considered for the list. And now that the brand's Made in France claims are under fire, plaintiffs are stacking the fraud allegations. They're saying not only were they being coerced into buying unnecessary goods, they were also lied to about the quality, origin, and exclusivity of the product they were chasing. Legal analysts are calling this lawsuit a potential game changer for luxury fashion, because if Hermes loses this case, other brands with similar exclusivity schemes could be next, and the entire luxury scarcity model might start unraveling. The public isn't waiting for a court verdict. They've already started the trial by internet. Social media has been relentless, from TikTok exposes to Instagram swipe through callouts. Influencers, fashion analysts, and even former Hermes clients are turning up the heat. The hashtag boycott Hermes is trending. Luxury Lies has become a digital rally cry, and the once coveted Birkin bag, it's now being labeled as a scam in leather. Consumers are sharing receipts, literally posting screenshots of tens of thousands spent just to get offered a Birkin. Some have even filmed themselves cutting up Hermes shopping bags, while others are returning items and urging their followers to demand refunds. Even fashion-forward celebrities are pulling back their endorsements. A few have reportedly scrubbed Hermes mentions from recent posts or archived their Birkin reveals, choosing to go silent rather than get caught in the crossfire. For a brand that built itself on image, silence, and mystique, this is a public relations meltdown. And as the internet continues dragging Hermes through the mud, one thing is becoming crystal clear. In 2025, you can't sell lies in a world that screenshots everything. The fallout from the Hermes scandal isn't just burning one brand. It's threatening to light the entire luxury fashion world on fire. As more receipts surface and more celebrities get named, other fashion houses are sweating. Behind closed doors, insiders say executives at Louis Vuitton, Chanel, and Dior are urgently reviewing their own sourcing strategies, influencer contracts, and how they present exclusivity to the public, because the rules of the game just changed. Consumers now want proof, not just promises. They want to know where their bags are made, who made them, what conditions those workers faced, and whether their $30,000 0 cents handmade purse was actually assembled in the back of a warehouse by workers making $4 0 cents an hour. This is no longer a niche concern. It's a full-blown movement. Fashion watchdog accounts on TikTok and Instagram have exploded in popularity. Influencer transparency demands are trending. Reddit forums are digging through brand histories, campaign partnerships, and celebrity timelines like forensic investigators. And journalists are finally asking the one question brands hoped no one would: what else are you hiding? The Hermes scandal has pulled back the curtain on luxury's dirtiest secret: that craftsmanship and heritage are often just marketing smokescreens. That luxury scarcity isn't organic, it's orchestrated. And that some of the biggest names in fashion have allegedly built billion-dollar myths on half-truths and NDAs. Industry experts are now predicting an avalanche of reform, whether voluntary or court-ordered. From mandated sourcing transparency to third-party audits, brands may soon have to show receipts or risk collapse. Because if Hermes, the gold standard of luxury, can fall this far, every other label is now just one leak away from exposure. The allegations against Hermes and the involvement of celebrities like Kim Kardashian have exposed potential cracks in the facade of luxury fashion. As the legal proceedings unfold and more information comes to light, the industry may be forced to reevaluate its practices. One thing is clear: consumers are no longer willing to accept opulence without accountability.